it, people.
Let's
Yeah.
do holiday stuff. Welcome to the Northern Knits podcast. It's bonus content time. And we're going to get in the spirit of the thing, of the stuff, of the thing that nobody likes to talk about. Guys, it's all about Christmas. So we're going to do a vintage gift knit crochet, like sort of super list, like things that were like, you know what? We would absolutely make these and give them away as presents. This is totally a thing that we would do. Stuck to the theme of vintage, which according to the very basic Google search is anything my age and older. So anything earlier than 1983 is vintage.
All right. So my first thing is this.
What in the world am I looking at?
There's a 2-in-1.
What is
instructions
that?
for these easy to make pot holders. There's a corn pot holder and a chicken pot holder. There were so many chicken and rooster things. And also grapes and cherries. Cherries on clothing, grapes in the kitchen. So there's a chicken pot holder, and there's a little illustration here that's you like fold it over the top of the pot. You just like pick up the pot handle. It's a pot.
I kind of want the chicken.
I know, like they're
not the
they're
corn.
silly.
I'm not interested in the corn thing, but I kind of want the chicken.
Like they're silly and like ridiculous but also like kind of cute, and for the right person this could be like a really great gift. As just
thinking of me taking something to
my
sister's house and I put the chicken pot holder over it, just pass it to her with a straight face. Here you go. Just watch her just go, what?
Right? Like it's
this?
So
that's amazing.
There were other corn ones too. This was just a nice 2-in-1. It looks like the corn actually uses like a bobble stitch too, so it's like really nubbly and corn textured.
Oh, see, I have no problem with corn. I'm just not interested in it. Which, fair.
So yeah, I would totally make people chickens and corns.
Because I have done them as gifts. It's the granny square.
Oh.
Because the granny square scales.
Yeah.
And I've made several granny square things, and they are lightning fast if you're using a big yarn and a big hook.
Yeah.
And the thing that I've made that I would just make straight up in this spicy mess I've got behind me because I had to go looking for something. I have my favorite couch throw. My most used couch throw. It is my classiest. It's the prettiest. It's in photographs. All it is purple yarn and variegated yarn in a bulky weight on a 9mm hook, and it's just a granny square. It's just a giant granny square. That's all it is.
It is a great blanket. Can confirm. I have used that blanket. It's lovely.
And it's a gorgeous gift. And I did this in, 2-3 weeks?
Yeah.
Because it's a bulky yarn. I did it on a 9mm hook. And it's just granny square all the way out to the end. And there's no pattern. And then to make the edges even all the way around, I just did a row of double crochets as my edge. That's it. That's all I did.
Wow. Done.
So I was like, you know what? It totally counts in my mind, because there's no way we haven't been making these forever.
Yeah, granny square tablecloths.
It's
if you sew it together the right way, it becomes a cocoon cardigan.
Yeah, so it's just like it's totally a thing. So I just was like, you know what? I'm pulling it off the couch because it's really pretty, and I literally use it all the time. I was literally sleeping under it last night.
Did you see Vintage Crochet's granny square cornucopia ornament?
Yes, I did. Where do you think I have this new innate desire for a Christmas tree table centerpiece? Because it's like, what, three balls of Karen Big Cakes. 4 balls of Karen Big Cakes if you want like the oversized couch throw. And like, who doesn't? An oversized couch throw is the perfect size couch throw. None of this small fit. No, you want, when you fold it up, you want it to take a chunk of the back of the couch with it when it gets set on it. Like, so it just looks inviting to curl up in and get all snuggly with, right?
They're surprisingly cozy. I've got a diagonal granny square. It's not really a granny square. It's the same pattern, but it's diagonal stripes. And it's surprisingly cozy.
It's
for being full of holes.
So I'm just like, yes. If you don't want to think about it, you just want to go buy 4 balls of worsted weight or bulky weight yarn that you like, and some sort of obscene quantity amount, and just crochet granny squares and not think about it. Do it.
It'll work.
Do it.
Small ones are coasters or potholders.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Well,
dishcloths.
potholders use cotton, people. Please, please, please use
Yes.
cotton. Please use cotton. Do not use acrylic. Do not use acrylic. Do not use blends. Use cotton. It's like,
Acrylic melts, guys.
Don't do it. Cotton. That is where you want it.
Do it in whatever colors you want. Stripe, don't stripe, whatever you want. It's great.
Could you imagine that? Like if you held 2 strands of Pound of Love together, got 4 balls of Pound of Love, which is like super budget friendly. You would have a beautiful, solid colored couch throw. And you could do it in like, or you could buy a couple of different colors. You could buy like 2 red and 2 white, or 2 red and 2 white and 2 green. Go crazy and do a red, green, white Christmas colored one. And just change your colors however many rows you want. Like when you're bored with red, switch to a different color.
Yeah. Or you can do it in the recipient's favorite colors, or like sports team colors, or
yeah, absolutely.
You can do like Pokemon colors.
What is with you and roosters?
There were just so many, so I picked the highlights.
Uh-huh.
This one's like a handle cover, and I also don't understand how it curves like this. Like it's got this like curve to it.
I do.
I don't quite understand how that works, but you know what? It's cute. And like I legitimately want to make this just because it's so silly.
Like, are you secretly a 1940s housewife and you just forgot to tell me?
You know, I'm starting to think it's maybe not so secret.
If it was before, it won't be now. Dude.
It's not so secret, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna get through all my potholders right now because I opened up too many potholders. There's this other multi-pack. It's got fireworks is this swirly one. There's an owl. A snail.
My great-grandmother would have loved that owl. And her whole apartment when I was a child was in 70s owls.
Right? And this is like from the 40s or something.
That's fine. It's not
50s, 40s. What is this one?
Stuff recycles, my dear. Have you not noticed?
1950s. This pattern.
Yeah, it's stuff recycles.
These are cute.
I'm not sure I'm gonna go with cute on the fish.
The fish is kind of weird. Some of them are kind of weird. The fireworks are kind of abstract, but like the snail's cute. And the owl's cute.
I will give you that.
All right, I'm done with potholders now.
We're done with potholders? Okay.
I'm done with potholders now. Did you just
do potholders for the whole thing?
No, I just realized I accidentally ended up with a lot of potholders. I didn't get a very good balance. I'm sorry.
So I thought of one. I was like, you know what? I've made this. And I love it so much. I would absolutely make it as a gift. We're going antique. We're past vintage. We're into old school. It's super old school. It's the 1908 shawl I made.
Oh, yeah.
Based off the tutorial from Just Vintage Crochet.
That's gorgeous.
I did this holding 2 strands of wool, which is a very fine fingering, held double on a 9mm hook.
That's beautiful.
So, like, it doesn't need to be this thick. It could be thinner. But even then, I did this in a week. Like, I think I cast it on and then I was, like, done.
And it looks so good.
And it's super cute. The best part is because I've got it angled at the back. It covers my back. So, like, when my shoulders get cold, I can do this. And you can change. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the weirdest thing about this. Is why that curve thing in the rooster makes sense to me.
Okay.
It's because it's a circle shawl.
But
it's too much. It will never lay flat.
Right.
Because there's too much crammed into it. Because it's not meant to be. I'm going to just drape it on my head. It's not meant to be worn as a circle. There's too much circle in your circle.
Folded.
It's meant to be folded. But because you don't have, you could sew it down, but you don't have to. What it does is if you want a shorter shawl, for like a prayer shawl or just draped over the back of your coat, you can double it up. But say you want more length, you just adjust where your fold is. And all of a sudden you have a 2-layer going on. Same shawl. But it will never fold flat if it's in the full circle form. Because there's too much. But this is you can find it for free. Just Vintage Crochet walks you through it. It's from 1908 or something. Yeah, 1908. Like and it's such a simple thing. This is still definitely into like advanced beginner stage. Like this is none of this is hard. It is double crochets or half double crochets and chain stitches and single crochets. Like there is nothing in here that a beginner could not do.
So
And if you
pretty. Yeah,
imagine if
that would
I'd
be an
done it
amazing gift.
in a wool where I could have blocked and stretched the ever-loving snot out of this, how lacy that could be.
Oh my
I am so
God.
tempted to get some Brings of Little
How would
fingering.
you, if it won't lay flat though, how would you block it properly?
Oh, just fold it over in half and block it.
Oh, that's
Yeah, just block it. Just
smart.
block it
Just
in a
block it
folded
in
place.
half.
In half, yeah. I just commit to the fact that it's going to take a little bit longer to dry because you've got a double layer going. But could
Yeah.
you imagine this out of like some Brings of Little fingering? Or
Yeah.
or
Or
like
even a
some of
lace
that
weight.
beautiful Midnight Cravings. Could you imagine this like one of the Midnight Cravings colors?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. We know those
Like, do I
girls.
have some
They
to
do
hold
some
up?
stunning colors. Some ancient arts yarn. Like maybe I should take my lichen in my crevices
Oh, that'd
or
be
lichen in my
lovely.
cracks
Yeah.
and make it again in that. Like
Here's my lichen.
because there's wool in those ones. So like I could stretch that bad boy out like crazy and then it'd be so drapey and so big and so lacy. It would
Hang
be
on, crackle,
crazy.
crackle.
And
This
because it's
color.
fingering, yeah. Because it's fingering, I could use the same, like almost the same size hook and have it so lacy and so drapey. It becomes a summer thing. Like it becomes something that you wear almost all year.
Yeah.
That's what
Not
I
that
should
this is
do.
fingering.
I should take those two skeins of lichen in my crevices and I should make another 1908 crochet shawl. That would be a
Yes.
stunner. Be a stunner.
Yes. Agree.
Agree. Okay.
100%.
I'm glad that
Yeah.
I've made a new project for myself. Thanks, guys, for helping. That was great. But it does make a good gift. It makes a good gift
It's
because
pretty.
it's
It's fast.
adjustable, so people can fix it the way they want to.
You could wear it in front scarf style,
Yep.
or you can wear it in the back shawl style,
No.
on top or underneath the coat.
It'll look great and pretty draped over a chair as a decorative piece. Like
Also that.
there's uses for it. If you don't care that it doesn't lie flat, you know what? I could probably lay that out, not have it lie perfectly flat, and leave it over my freezer as a decorative top for my freezer, and it'd
Drape
be
it over
fine.
a non-incandescent bulb lamp for some ambiance.
Yeah, absolutely. So like, there's space to play in that pattern.
Okay, so this is my 1960s pattern.
Uh-huh.
Checkerboards with
Uh-huh.
pom-poms.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yep.
can see it's pretty chunky yarn, so I think these would knit up pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how they'd actually feel inside. They look like they're probably pretty nubbly inside.
You
Actually,
would
as I'm
no,
looking
it's
at
knitted.
this,
It's knitted.
it's knitted,
No,
yeah. So like these are
it
knitted.
wouldn't.
Like the white patches are stockinette, but I think the dark patches are actually in garter stitch
Yeah,
because they
like
look like
no.
they're a different texture.
It would just be it would be like stranded on the inside, so it'd just be squishy and smooth.
That's true, assuming it is stranded.
Yeah.
So I believe it said that these are done in worsted weight, so it's like
It'll
a
just be
folded
smooth.
over garter stitch cuff and then some
Squishy.
like alternating checkers and then a giant 2-color pom-pom. And like
Yeah. No
they
way.
look
It'd be squishy.
ridiculous, but
They'd be squishy.
for the right person, I think, and in the right colors, I think this could be really fun.
But I agree, doing them in different colors, like white and purple, or gold
Yeah.
and lavender.
Ooh, I'd love golden
But
lavender.
I would do
But
different
you could
colors
also
just
go
to have
more.
colors. Like
You could
such a
go more
color
muted as
person.
well, like a light and dark brown or like orange and brown.
I'd be boring. I would do something. They're slippers. They should be exotic and wild, but I mean, I would also make like 3 or 4 pairs. So there's guest slippers. So like my guests could pick fun, funky colors to wear while they're puttering around my house.
That would be amazing. Is there a second
I would
picture here?
absolutely do that.
Oh, their a closer up picture. Okay, thanks. That's the
True
same picture
story.
closer.
I was looking at those exact same slippers the other day. And I went, yeah, no, I want a pair.
So
But I would make
these
mine
seem
out
like
of
really fun.
I would make mine out of pumpkin and brown
Ooh,
because
yeah.
that's me.
Well, and if these are in fact different textures, then you could even do it one color and the checkerboard pattern would still be apparent because of the texture changes.
It could just be textures. Yeah, so you could just do it all one color possibly. I'd have to open up the pattern and read it. I did not read it through. My brain went, oh my God, those are adorable. And then I went, oh my God, I'm old. Yeah, my first thought was
they're
kind of
cute, right?
I need to knit guest slippers for when people come to visit the apartment so they have house slippers to wear in the house. So that
Yes.
their
I
feetsies are
100% agree with
protected.
this.
Because I'm secretly 85.
I don't think we're being very secret about it.
Nope. Granny heart, granny core for me for life, man.
Absolutely. We just determined I'm like 1940s housewife, so.
I'm definitely turn of the century, that's for sure.
So these are the other pair of slippers.
Oh
These
my
ones are
God.
knitted with some kind of color work.
No, absolutely not. Woof.
There's
Not for me.
these ones call for you purchase some soles and like attach them.
Yep.
Somehow. I don't really know how that part works.
I know how that part works.
But then you knit the top parts, and there's like a colorwork kind of cable,
Circle?
a colorwork cable. It's like
They look like stacked
they're high
circles.
top knitted boots with like a linky, cabley kind of motif. Anyway, depending on the colors you chose, they could potentially be something.
They could be something David Bowie would wear.
Depends on, oh, and this gives you a better idea of how tall they are.
They're tall.
I mean, yeah, I kind of want these because my ankles get cold in addition to my feet. You know, those could be a thing, and it looks to be worsted, so I think they'd be a fairly quick knit. Maybe sport weight?
Sport weight is still fast.
Yeah.
Sport weight is still fast.
This one's from 1950.
Free Vintage Knitting has tons and tons and tons and tons. Like, I'll back this page up when we're done looking at slippers. I wasn't going to recommend a specific slipper pattern, but I was going to recommend slippers. Because if I just do a little scroll here, you guys can see there's that checkerboard one. There's your circle one.
And if these are free ones, perfect. Because the website
free.
I found was for paid. Stop and Go.
Yeah.
Why are they hairy?
I don't know.
Those are
if you're beginning to understand why I could not pick one. Like, I could not pick one.
God, those are ridiculous.
Like, look at these things. Just look at these. Beautiful, beautiful, spicy hot messes. Wow. Spicy hot messes. I want to knit most of them, if I'm honest. I could have the wildest pair of house guest slippers on the planet. No, don't get me wrong. Like these super classy men's ones.
Oh yeah, those ones are actually like nice.
I want to make this for my daddy. And like a nice cotton, so he gets some warmth, but he gets a little bit of breathability because cotton. And it's something mom can throw in the wash every week. So that you don't get stinky foot syndrome. And you can't really do that with wool. Now, I mean, wool will prevent sweating, which helps a whole ton, right? But dad's more of a wear slippers because he doesn't want to wear socks in the house in winter kind of person like me. So I'm like, this and a cotton would be super comfortable to wear. And the cotton would make it an easy care sort of situation, which I'm always for. I think the checkerboards would be fun for guest house slippers. There's some wild ones, but I'm going to back this page up a bit just so you can see some of the categories that they have. Like, look at those things. Like, come on now.
I can't get over these stop and go shoe socks.
Just
I don't understand what I'm looking at.
I don't either. I haven't read the pattern for that one, so I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, this is my back button. We'll find out. Here it is. Okay, so Free Vintage Knitting. Your primary, it tells you the newly added patterns, but this is popular. This is just the popular knitting pattern categories. There's 3 rows.
There's many, holy.
And that's just the popular categories, not all of their categories, just the ones people are after the most often. It is the first place I go for vintage knitting patterns is here because they have a ton. They have a ton, and they're open domain or they're free, so there is zero cost entryway into vintage crafting, which is good because not everybody is quite ready to dive in and like pay for patterns for vintage patterns, because vintage patterns are their own language. So if you sit there and you think about it, you can puzzle it out. But I do like it, like just Vintage Crochet. There's a couple of knitting vintage ladies on YouTube as well, and they will walk you through the change in terminology so that you too can have an easier time accessing vintage patterns.
There's this set there's the scarf on the left, which has little not intarsia, Fair Isle designs. And then this thing on the right that looks like a very similar thing is actually more of a bonnet with a tie situation, and it's called a Stormcheater.
Because you tie the bonnet on. I got there.
I picked this pattern largely because this thing is called a Stormcheater, and it's got like this like headband thing, and then there's like a pouch down here to stick all your hair in, and then you tie it up and it keeps your hair nice in a storm versus the scarf, which is just a scarf.
Hey, listen, a good vintage scarf pattern is a good vintage scarf pattern.
So it looks
The
pretty.
Storm Chaser's just wild and weird.
So yeah, I don't know how quick of a gift knit this would necessarily be. It looks a little bit finer, but you know, if there's somebody special in your life and you want to make them a really nice scarf, this could be a really nice scarf.
Scarves don't take that long, even in fingering weight. They're not that big of a thing.
Yeah, and I don't
And
know
the
if this one
fair
actually is fingering weight.
and the Fair Isle will float fast. Probably not. Most
Yeah.
scarves tend to be worsted or DK weight.
Yeah, I'm guessing a lot of these are in like sport DK weight. That's my guess.
I know.
Just
Scarves are
based on the
totally
given gauges.
Scarves are totally a gift knit. What are you talking about?
Depends how quickly you knit. And depends on your confidence in Fair Isle.
Ooh.
Yep. 1950s hood scarf and Stormcheater.
It's again, we're going to Just Vintage Crochet. We're going to be here for a hot second because I've got two things from her I want to share. And she shared a Crochet Vintage 1982 leg warmers. Not specifically because of the leg warmers that she's making in the video, which are stupid cute 1980s leg warmers, but because she links to her Etsy shop where you can buy the little booklet patterns. And she links to a place to buy the booklet pattern where you can buy the booklet of 8 different 80s leg warmers. And if there is ever a fun vintage gift knit, it is a leg warmer. They're underrated. They are so freaking useful. It's not even funny how useful they are because they are stinking useful. I have a pair of leg warmers, and even as a warm winter human,
they're still good.
I love my leg warmer. They are so handy, like after yoga when I'm fully stretched out so I don't seize my legs up. After I come in from outside to tuck them on to help warm my legs up, to wear them outside under my skirts to keep my legs warm while I'm walking around. I love them. They're just so underrated, and I don't know why. I'm just like, you do not understand how useful these things are and how cute they are. And you just toss them on over your leggings or under your skirts, over your socks, and they keep your ankles warm, your calf warm. Do I super cheat and sometimes pre-warm them on my steam heater when I first get in and turn the kettle on? Yes. Yes, I do.
Obviously, that is just obviously the way to do things.
That is how this human functions. If you don't have a steam heater or radiator heat, the dryer will also work too.
Those are so tall.
Look at those. Like, how nice would those be after your dance class? Leaving dance class to get to your car, to get your car, to get your house. Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah. And the whole bundle is $4 Canadian. $4.30 Canadian. Come on now.
Wow.
Come on now.
But that main set even looks like it's maybe a granny square pattern.
Yeah. They're 80s crochet leg warmers.
All right, these are pretty glorious, I have to say.
And there's no way these are going to crochet up like just stupid fast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Super fast.
And there's no left and right. You just make 2.
Just 2 legs. It's just 2 legs. You're making 2 legs worth.
I have 3 things that are absolutely... They are not quick gift knits, but if you were looking for a Christmas sweater to wear while giving your gift knits...
Okay. I mean, technically, still a sweater could be a gift knit. Easy.
It could be. It could be.
Depends on when you start gift knitting.
But like, doesn't that just already look like a Christmas sweater? The glorious, it's a 1940s ladies Fair Isle jumper.
That's totally a gift knit. What are you talking about? That's adorable.
Isn't it? It's, yeah. So this one grabbed me as like, you could super easily do this in Christmas colors.
Oh, gee, that's fine.
Anyway, but this is...
I wanted to drop $40 on crochet sweater patterns last week. And each individual
the size
one was
range
11.
is not good.
What's vintage?
Yeah. It's a 34 to 35 inch bust.
2 plain yarn, 7.5 stitches to an inch. So that's fingering.
Yeah. A ladies Tyrolean cardigan.
You are not secretly your grandmother. What if this is something my grandma would wear?
I know, but like, you could also make this in Christmassy colors. It could be so Christmassy so easily.
Don't get me wrong, it's something I would steal out of my grandmother's closet, so there's no shade being thrown here. I'm just saying it would look at home in my grandma's closet.
And then I think you embroider on the stems and flowers after, I think. That's my guess.
Good. I'm glad you read the pattern.
No, I didn't. There's no pattern to read because, again, it's a paid pattern. I'm
It's a paid
guessing
pattern,
based on
yeah.
this one picture.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And
That'd be
it's got like a little
delightful.
button band, and it's got a tie with tassels.
Yup.
So, I mean,
Oh,
this is just cute.
that's adorable. Not quick, but definitely could be a gift.
Yeah, not quick.
Not quick.
But very cute. Could
Very
be
cute.
Christmassy.
I stayed away from sweaters. If it said sweater, if it said skirt, I didn't even open the link because that would
I
just
got
get
too
me into
excited
trouble.
about a few of these. I have one last thing that's just, this isn't even a gift knit. I want to just make it for me, and I got too excited about it and I wanted to share it. I want a waffle sweater vest.
What the heck is this?
I want a waffle sweater vest with a little V-neck for the collared shirt and the tie. Like,
what?
I want this. I want this.
Is that crochet or is that knit?
It's knitting. I want this so much.
Oh my god, that's so you.
Right? Not this
That's
blue,
so
but
you. No, different
I
color.
want this.
But, oh my god.
Right?
That's
I want it so bad.
Adorable. I would argue
probably not a gift knit, but
I would argue a vest is more of a gift knit than a sweater.
Probably, actually, because there's no sleeves.
No sleeves. And sleeves are a lot of work.
Yeah.
They're a lot of work. But that vest, that would be a stunning gift knit.
It only goes up to a 34-inch bust, so there would be some mathing required.
That's fine. Again,
yeah,
I'm not going to blame the vintage pattern, yeah.
But it's a 1930s ladies sleeveless pullover.
Oh
and isn't it the freaking cutest thing?
Just
I want it. When we're done here, I'm gonna buy it. Oh my god.
Look at how freaking cute this doll is.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Oh my god. So the pattern for this specific dress is $2.86 Canadian. So like pennies, right? Like super cheap. I'm actually going to pull something down out of my background and bring it closer because it was the inspiration piece for this. You'll have to forgive her. I've had her since I was 10 or 12. So she's been with me for 30 plus years-ish. Almost.
That's quite a while.
We have no more hair, but we do have our bonnet. You can't really tell. She sits in the background in the back corner. She's a doll with a crochet dress. She's a doll in a vintage crochet dress, complete with petticoat thins. Like, look at this. She's getting fresh with you people. She's lifting up her skirts. That's adorable. Full on layered in a gourd. Like, look at that back detail. Like, it's a full on bustle back. Sorry, not bustle back. What do I want to say? Not circle? Possibly circle. Patterned, could be a circle. Crocheted, Victorian-esque, Victorian-esque dress. Like, just, and it's all crocheted. And now that I do crochet, do you know what makes up the bulk of this? Shells.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of shells.
Shells and granny square stitches make up the bulk of this. So I have been slowly looking at her patterns. Like, I basically been flipping her skirts up is what I've been doing. And taking a look at her stitches to figure out how she's made. And I need to, she lost her shoes years ago. She's been barefoot for ages, people.
Oh dear.
Again, I've had her since I lived up north. Like, she's survived so many moves, it's not even funny. So we got lace ribbon details, anyway. This was the inspiration. Because where have these gone? How are dolls like this? She needs a boy, is what she needs. She needs a male counterpart, because then it's a paired unit, right? Or maybe a second girl. Cute. Maybe she's got a girlfriend. Maybe she's got a wife. Maybe she needs a wife, not a husband.
Ooh. Maybe. I mean, the dresses do seem like more fun to make.
The dresses are going to be way more fun to make. But where are these? I don't even see these at craft shows anymore. When did we stop making these? There's no way little girls stopped wanting these. I begged, I cried. I was so upset when we left the market and this doll did not come home with me. I was full-blown kid pissed. There were tears. I was like 10, right? Like, and my dad kept quiet and my mom kept quiet and they dealt with all of my tears and you don't love me and like the whole 9 yards. Like, I remember the tantrum more than I remember not getting this doll. My dad talked to the lady and she took it off the table and dad paid for it quietly and picked it up after mom took us out. And it was waiting for me under the Christmas tree that year. Like, it was a full-blown hardcore secret. So you could just imagine how delighted I was when I opened up my Christmas presents that year. I think the other time I got as excited about Christmas presents was the year as an adult, full-grown adult, I got the Tickle Me Elmo. And
That
my
sounds
dad
like a
left
whole other story.
my dad left the tab in. I love stuffies, right? And I wanted to tickle me elbow, but I wasn't gonna buy one for myself because I was an adult. It wasn't a thing I needed to do anymore. My parents got me one. But they left the tab in, so when I picked up the Christmas box at Christmas and it actually got squeezed, it started to shake. And I'm a full-fledged legal adult at this point. I'm in my 20s or something when that Tickle Me Elbows came out. And my grandpa's like, "Are you sure you need to open that near the family?" I'm like, "I don't know." I must have blacked out. Just for fun, because I figured we would fall into this trap where we did most of the girl things. The bulk of the gift stuff we make is for other females. We have men in our lives, and we do craft for them, just not as often as we craft for the women in our lives or kids in our lives. Unless we're making socks, because they always
do
want
love
socks.
socks.
They do love socks. And that's fair. But every once in a while, you need to give them something else. So I included a very British vest
Very
pattern.
British vest pattern.
It's exactly what it's called. But look at that. Look at that.
Yep, that's very British. He looks
That's,
ready to play tennis.
that is a British men's sweater vest, if I ever
Or maybe
saw
he's going to
one.
play polo. Or
Possibly.
croquet.
Possibly, I was like, could you get more stuffy? No. Do I want to see the mysterious Mr. B in this? Desperately. Desperately. I don't think I'll ever talk him into a sweater vest, but he would look so cute, which is probably why I'll never talk him into a sweater vest. But I'm really going to try. Could you imagine him in a sweater vest? Come on now.
Yes, that would be
He'd
very
be
cute.
so cute. He would never forgive me. Okay, so again, like all vintage patterns, size ratio is garbage. It's just garbage. It is what it is. But it's a sweater
Better
vest.
than for the women's patterns.
It's a sweater vest. It is scalable. It is so easily scalable. And in the case of the mysterious Mr. B, I won't have to scale at all. He would fit into the larger size. But like if I was to make this for my cousin, who's 6'3" and a Douglas, I'd have to scale up. The boy is bigger than a 44-inch chest. I say boy, he's a fully fledged educator. He's had his teacher list. He's graduated
They're
university.
boys. They're always
But
boys.
I'm 40 to his 30.
Oh yeah,
Late
he's definitely
20s,
a boy
30s.
then.
To me, he is a boy, and he will always be a boy because there is that decade between the two of us, and we're cousins. There's a decade between the two of us. Does he make fun of me for it? Absolutely. Do I make fun of him for it? Absolutely. We have
Well, yeah, that's what you do.
a wonderful, friendly relationship. But he's asked, and I've said, you know what? If we run across a pattern that you really like and that you really want, he wants that bow tie dorky math teacher vibe. Like that's what he wants. So I think I'm going to start sending him some vintage sweater vest patterns and go, do any of these fit the bill for what it is that you're looking for? Because if it does, then let's scale this bad boy. Let's get that yarn and let's get started with this, because I would like to get one made for you. If his 6'3" butt wants a sweater vest, I am more likely to knit him that than I am a pair of socks. I'm going to say, until the next bonus content, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And this is Phaedra. And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit.
Don't forget to knit.
Hello, pumpkin.